Hello, welcome. Beginners class, welcome. Canada is a country. Canada is a country in North America. The United States is a country. The United States is a country in North America. Mexico, la X en inglés, fijaos cómo lo digo, es una X muy dura. Mexico is a country. Mexico is a country in North America too. There are 3 countries in North America: Mexico, Canada, and the United States. Okay. Now, the capital of Mexico is Mexico City. Mexico City is a big city. It's not a small city. There are almost 20 million people in Mexico City. It's very big. It's enormous. It's huge. Okay, the capital of the United States is Washington. Washington, D.C., District of Columbia. And the population of Washington, D.C. is about 2 million. It's a big city. Yes, it's a big city, but it's small in comparison to Mexico City. And what's the capital of Canada? Is the capital Montreal? Is it Toronto? Is it Quebec? Is it Vancouver? Is it Calgary? Is it Regina? Is it Edmonton? What's the capital? What's the capital of Canada? You don't know. It's Ottawa. In Spanish, Ottawa. It's Ottawa. Okay? And is Ottawa a big city or a small city? It's a relatively small city. Okay? Is it a pretty city or an ugly city? It's a very pretty city. Is Washington a pretty city or an ugly city? It's a pretty city. Is Barcelona a pretty city or an ugly city? It's a pretty city. Is Barcelona in Spain or in Italy? It's in Spain. Is the Tajo River, the Tagus, in Spain or in France? It's in Spain. Is it a long river or a short river? The Tagus, it's a long river. Is the Minho a Spanish river or a French river? It's a Spanish river. Is the Minho River in the north or south of Spain? It's in the north of Spain. Is it a long river or a short river? The Minho, it's a short river. Fijaos en la pronunciación del simple artículo determinado el o la, el río, the river, the Minho, the Tajo, the Mississippi, the Volga, the Danube, the Rhine, the Po, the Tiber. Okay? The. Saco la lengua. Hago vibración sobre los dientes frontales, como cuando decís en castellano, por ejemplo, dices hada, hada. El hada juega con los dados. Dado que el hada juega con dados, the. You have the sound in Spanish, but you use it, lo utilizáis con la D en medio de las palabras. Hada, dado, the. Okay? The Mississippi, the Tajo, the Po, the Seine, the Thames, the Danube, the Rhine, the Volga, the Missouri River, the Nile, el Nilo, the Amazon. Acabo de cambiar. El Nilo y el Amazonas. The Nile, the Amazon. Porque Amazonas empieza por sonido de vocal. The Amazon. The apple. The orange. The earth, la tierra. The table. The pen. The watch. Okay? Now, the Tajo is a river in Spain. And the Seine? The Seine is a river in France. Okay? In the north of Spain, of France. And the Rhine? The Rhine is a river in Germany and Holland. The Rhine. Is the Rhine in the east of Germany or in the west of Germany? The Rhine is in the west of Germany. Is Extremadura a region or a city? It's a region. Is it a region in the east of Spain or in the west of Spain? It's a region in the east of Spain. And are the Rockies mountains or rivers? They are mountains, las rocosas. Are they in the United States or in Russia? They are in the United States. And the Andes? Are the Andes in the United States? Los Andes. No, they're not. No, they are not. Hago la contracción. No, they're not. O bien, alternativa, no, they aren't. Podemos contraer. Hay tres palabras aquí. Los Andes no se encuentran en Estados Unidos, eso lo sabemos. Are the Andes, la cordillera, are the Andes in the United States? Tres opciones. Sin contracción, no, they are not. Pero no solemos decir eso. Solemos optar entre dos posibles contracciones. Number one, no, they are there. Suena como allí, there. No, they're not. O bien contraemos solo los verbos y not. No, they aren't. Es escrito aren't con apóstrofe. No, they aren't. So are the Andes in Canada? No, they aren't. Are they in the United States? No, they're not. Are they in Russia? No, they aren't. Are they in China? No, they're not. Where are the Andes? There. Igual que allí. La pronunciación they are. There. In South America. In South America. Yes. Okay. Are they high mountains or low mountains? They are very high mountains. Are the Himalayas in South America? No, they aren't. Where are they? They are in Asia. Are the Ural Mountains, los Urales, are the Urals in Asia? Yes. Are they in Asia? Yes or no? Yes. I don't understand. Are the Ural Mountains in Asia? Yes, que sí. With reservations. Why with reservations? Because the Urals are in Asia and in Europe. Excuse me. Are the Ural Mountains in Asia or in Europe? Both. Both. ¿Qué significa both? Las dos cosas. Ambos. The Urals separate. The Urals are the separation between Europe and Asia. Oh, are the Urals in the Middle East, in Syria? No, they aren't. Where are they? They are in Russia. Are the Urals near Moscow or near Paris? The Urals are near Moscow. Are the Urals, los Urales, o bien the Ural, sin ese, mountains. The Ural Mountains, are the Ural Mountains near Siberia or near California? They're near Siberia. Okay. And the Alps? Are the Alps near Siberia? Cerca de Siberia. Los Alpes? No, they're not. No, they're not. Are they near Africa? No, they're not. Are they in Asia? The Alps? No, they're not. Are they in North America? No, they're not. Are they in South America? No, they're not. Where are they? The Alps? They're in Europe. Are they in Spain? No, they're not. Are they in Italy? Yes and no. I don't understand. Well, the Alps are in more than one country. The Alps are in several countries. How many countries are the Alps in? Well, the Alps are in Italy. They're in. Ellos están en. Se encuentran en. They're in Switzerland. They're in France. They're in Germany. And they're in Austria. And a bit in Slovenia. The Alps are in 6 countries. They're in Italy. They're in Germany. They're in Switzerland. They're in Austria. They're in France. And a little in Slovenia. 6 countries. Are the Alps high mountains or low mountains? They're high mountains. Are they beautiful mountains or ugly mountains? The Alps, aquí digo the, no the. porque empiezo por sonido de vocal. The Alps are beautiful mountains, okay? Beautiful mountains. And the Pyrenees? The Pyrenees are beautiful mountains too. Are they in Germany? No, they're not. No, they're not. Are they in Yugoslavia? No, they're not. Are they in Russia? No, they're not. Are they in Canada? No, they're not. Are they in Mexico? Los Pirineos. The Pyrenees in Mexico? No, they're not. Are they in Japan? No, they're not. Are they in China? No, they're not. ¿Ves mi lengua cada vez que hago la TH vibrada? This, that, these, those, there, they are they, the pin, the Alps, the. Toda la cabeza vibra, partiendo las cuerdas vocales, con la lengua alojada, levemente tocando la parte inferior de los dientes frontales. This, that, these, those, there, are they, the water, the pin, the orange, the earth. The earth is round like an orange. The earth isn't flat like a pizza, a pepperoni pizza. No, a pizza is round, yes, but flat. An orange is round like a ball. The orange, the pizza, the pin. Are they? Los Pirineos. Where are the Pyrenees? Are they in Africa? No, they aren't. Are they in India? No, they aren't. Where are they? They are in 3 countries. 3 countries? Wait. Are the Pyrenees in France? Yes, they are. Are they in Spain? Yes, they are. And country number 3? They are in where? Andorra. Andorra isn't a country. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Pepe, is Andorra a country? Yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Ahora, podemos cambiar esta pelea cambiando, bueno, cambiar la pelea no, pero cambiar la gramática de la pelea. Uno insiste en que Andorra es un país y otro insiste en que no lo es. Okay? Is Andorra a country? Yes, it is. No, it's not. Grammar change. No, it isn't. Dos formas de decir no lo es. No, it's not. No, it isn't. Como no, they're not, con el plural. No, they aren't. No, it's not. No, it isn't. But I insist. The Pyrenees are in 3 countries, Spain, France, and Andorra. No, they aren't. The Pyrenees aren't in 3 countries. Yes, they are. No, they aren't. Yes, they are. No, they aren't. Yes, they are. No, they aren't. Why? Because Andorra is not a country. Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Spain is a country. Do you agree? Yes, Spain is a country. France is a country. Yes, France is a country. And Andorra? Also, Andorra is a country. No, it's not. Andorra is a principality. Oh, but a principality is a country. No, it's not. Yes, it is. That's for you to decide. Let's continue with English and let's forget demographic and political questions. Okay, now, the Dolomites are mountains in the north of Italy. The Apennines are mountains in the center of Italy. The Carpathians, Los Carpatos, are mountains in Romania, in Transylvania, the home of Dracula. The Urals are mountains in Russia. The Appalachians are mountains in the United States. The Himalayas are mountains in India and in Nepal and in Bhutan and in Tibet and in part of Afghanistan and Pakistan. Okay. Now, the Ganges. Is the Ganges a river or a mountain? Fijaos en mountain. Mau, como cereza mau. Mountain. The Ganges is a river in India. Is it an important river? Yes, it is. Is it a long river or a short river? It's a long river. Okay. Is it a sacred river? Un río sagrado? Santo? Yes, it is. It's a sacred river. And the Indus? The Indus is a river in Pakistan. Okay. And the Mississippi? The Mississippi is a river in the United States. Is it a long river or a short river? It's a long river. Is it a wide river or a narrow river? It's a wide river. And the Tajuña? The Tajuña. Yeah? Well, the Tajuña is a short river. Is it a wide river or a narrow river? It's a narrow river. Where is it? It's in Spain. Is it near Madrid or near Barcelona? It's near Madrid. Is it a tributary of the Duero? No, it's not. What river is the Tajuña a tributary of? It's a tributary of the Tajo, the Tagus River. Okay. Is the Amazon a long river or a short river? It's a long river. Is it in Brazil or in Tasmania? It's in Brazil. Is it a wide river or a narrow river? The Amazon, it's a wide river. Okay. And the Danube. Is the Danube a long river or a short river? The Danube is a long river. In fact, I think it's the longest river in Europe, but I'm not sure. Either the Danube or the Volga is the longest river in Europe, and I think the Volga. But if we don't include Russia, the Danube is the longest river in Europe. It starts in Germany and it ends in the Black Sea. All right? The Danube. And is the Rhine a long river or a short river? It's a long river. Is it a wide river or a narrow river? It's a wide river. And the Diagonal in Barcelona, is that a river or a street? It's a street. Is it a long street or a short street? The Diagonal, it's a long street, a very long street. Is it a wide street or a narrow street? It's a wide street. Is it important in Barcelona? Yes, it's very important. Okay, is the Guadalquivir an important river? Yes, it is. Is it in the north of Spain or in the south of Spain? It's in the north of Spain. No, it's in the south of Spain. Is it in Andalusia or in Extremadura? The Guadalquivir, it's in Andalusia. Is it a wide river or a narrow river? It's a wide river. Okay? Is it in Seville or in Badajoz? It's in Seville. And the Guadiana? Well, the Guadiana is a river in the south of Spain. Is it in Andalusia? Not exactly, no. Is it in Castile? Yes, it's in old New Castile, Castilla-La Mancha. But is it in Andalusia or not? Well, at the end, the Guadiana is the border. The Guadiana River is the border between Spain and Portugal, between the Algarve and Andalusia. So yes, the Guadiana passes through, touches, toca, part of Andalusia. But basically, the Guadiana is in Castilla-La Mancha, Castile, New Castile. There are 5 provinces in New Castile: Toledo, Ciudad Real, Guadalajara, Cuenca, and Albacete. Okay? But that's for another class. Okay? The Mississippi, the Tagus, the Duero, the Miño, the Guadalquivir, the Guadiana, the Turia, the Ganges, the Yangtze, the Volga, the Danube, the Rhine, the Seine, the Thames, the Po, the Tiber, well, the St. Lawrence River in Canada. There are many important rivers. The Andes, las montañas, the Andes, the Rockies, the Urals, the Himalayas. There are many important mountain ranges, the Pyrenees, the Alps, the Apennines. Geography class today and English class. Good luck with your English and study. Thank you. Hello and welcome again. Welcome back. Welcome to a new edition of Cloverdale's Corner Television. English. English for you, not for me. English for you. Today, as in previous days, we're going to continue working on the simple past. The simple past. El pasado simple, digo yo. Simple past. But it's very important because we often speak in the simple past. More than in the conditional, the passive voice, etc. The simple past is very important. Okay, are you ready to start? Are you ready? Are you willing to study? Are you ready to start? Number one, how many times did you buy a newspaper last week? How many times did you buy a newspaper last week? Well, I bought a newspaper 3 times last week. In fact, I bought 3 newspapers. I bought a newspaper on Monday. I bought a newspaper on Wednesday. And I bought a newspaper on Thursday. And why didn't you buy a newspaper on Tuesday and Friday? Because I never buy a newspaper every day. And did you buy the same newspaper on the 3 days last week? Yes, I bought the same newspaper. Buy, bought. Buy, bought. Notice the pronunciation. Buy, bought. Bring, brought. Catch, caught. Fight, fought. Teach, taught. Okay? The pronunciation in the past tense is the same on every verb. Teach, taught. Think, thought. Buy, bought. Bring, brought. Fight, fought. Okay. But in this case, we're talking about to buy, and yesterday I bought. Okay? So last week I bought 3 newspapers, and I read all of them from beginning to end, from cover to cover, from the beginning until the end. Okay, buy, bought. And how many times did you catch a taxi last week? I caught a taxi 4 times last week. I caught a taxi every day. Where did you catch the taxi? I caught it near my house. Did you catch it in the same place? Yes. Every day, I need to catch a taxi to go to work. And I always catch the taxi on the same corner. And last week, I didn't work on Friday. So I caught a cab, or I caught a taxi. There are 2 words in English. 3. There are 3 words in English. 3 expressions in English for un taxi. A taxi cab, or a cab. And talking about the person who drives the vehicle, you have the taxi driver or the cab driver. Also in New York City, people say the cabbie. Maybe in London too, I don't know. The cabbie, the cab driver. Now, last week I caught 4 taxis. And I caught all of them at the same point, on the one specific corner. I caught the cab. How long did it take you to catch the cab? No, it didn't take me any time. It's a line of taxis. And I caught the first one. Okay. How many jokes did you hear last week? How many jokes did you hear last week? Oh, I heard a lot of jokes. I heard a lot of jokes last week. Why did you hear so many jokes? Because I sit at a desk next to another person. I sit at a desk next to another person who always tells jokes. So I heard maybe 20 jokes last week. All right? Did you hear from Pepe last week? ¿Tuviste noticias de Pepe la semana pasada? Did you hear from Pepe? No, I didn't hear from him. I heard from him the week before. Hear, heard. The pronunciation changes. Hear, oír. I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hear. The pronunciation is the same as aquí. Here, there, I can hear. I can hear you. I can hear you if you're here. I can't hear you if you're there. Hear. Now the past tense is heard. The pronunciation changes. And it's like ella for her with a D at the end. Heard. Okay? I heard you yesterday when you were talking to Pepe. I heard you on the radio 2 days ago. Heard. Okay? The next one. How many times did you have lunch yesterday? I had lunch only once yesterday. I had lunch. I had breakfast at home. I had lunch in a restaurant. And I had dinner at home. In English, when we talk about the meals, usually we use the verb to have. To have lunch, to have breakfast, to have dinner, to have a drink, to have a snack. We don't use the verb to take. To take is llevar. If you need to go to the airport and you don't have a car and you don't have enough money to pay a taxi, I can take you. Okay? But consumir is to have. To have a steak, to have vegetables, to have lunch, to have breakfast, to have a coffee. Tomemos un café. Let's have a coffee. Okay? Always the verb to have. Try to remember this. To take is correct only when it's medicine or pills or vitamins or vitamins. You can take a pill. So, consumir en el sentido de ingerir is to take. You take medicine. Otherwise, for food, we say to have. And for drinks, have a Coke, have a Pepsi, have a whiskey, have a brandy. To have. All right? I had, el pasado is had, I had breakfast yesterday at 6:30, very early in the morning. I had lunch at 2, and I had dinner at 9:30 yesterday. Now the day before yesterday, I had breakfast, I had breakfast at 6:30, as every day, as usual. And I had lunch at 1:30, a bit early in this country. I had lunch at 1:30, and I had dinner at 10. A little bit late for me, but very normal for Spanish time. Okay. Now, how many times did you meet with me last week? How many times did you meet with me last week? Well, I met with you twice last week. To meet. To meet. To meet has several different, well, at least 2, maybe 3 different meanings. To meet is the first time you meet somebody. You gain that person's acquaintance. You are introduced. Pepe, this is Paco. Paco, Pepe. Okay, now Paco and Pepe have met. In this moment, they are meeting for the first time. How do you do? How do you do? They meet. For example, I met my wife when I was 24, I think. Yeah, I was 24 years old when I met my wife. To meet is conocer por primera vez. After you meet somebody, you know somebody. Okay? For example, I knew my wife in the 80s because I met her in the 70s. If I had never met my wife, I wouldn't have known her in the 80s, and I wouldn't know her today. But because I met my wife in 1975, now I know her. And I knew her in the 80s. Often you confuse meet and know. And you say, when did you know your wife? And say, what do you mean? Yes, when did you know your wife? I said, well, I know my wife today. No, but when did you know her the first time? No, when did you meet your wife? Okay? I met my wife in the 70s. So I knew her in the 80s, I knew her in the 90s, and I still know her now. Okay? That's one meaning of to meet. Conocer por vez primera. Okay. A second mean requires with, to meet with. Reunirse con alguien. Yesterday I met with a group of people to discuss an important matter. Okay? I met. Yesterday I met with a group of people to discuss an important matter. And the third meaning of to meet is when you decide to coincide with another person or group of people in a place. And from that place, you can stay there or you can go to another place. For example, you and I have a suggestion. Why don't we see a movie this Saturday, okay? Saturday afternoon. There's a good movie that starts at 7 p.m. and it's in the Plaza de España. Why don't we meet? Let's meet at the exit of the subway or the underground exit on the corner of Princesa and San Leonardo Street, okay? We'll meet right there at that corner. Okay, so to meet is also to converge on a point by mutual consensus or agreement. Where shall we meet? ¿Dónde quedamos? Strangely, you use the verb quedar en un sitio. And in English we say to meet, reunirse. But, quedaremos ahí, luego nos reunimos todos, ya definitivamente en otro sitio al lado. We will meet at that corner and then go to the other. Or for example, if I have a formal meeting tomorrow, for example, tomorrow I'm going to meet with the president of the government in the Moncloa Palace, okay? I'm going to meet with, reunirse con. But informally, we're going to meet at the gate of the Moncloa Palace. And the president is going to leave his office, go out to the gate where the security guard is, because he's looking forward to seeing me again. And just, don't worry, Clovey, I will go out and I'll meet you at the gate. And then we will meet formally in the palace. Okay? So tomorrow I will meet with the president in the Moncloa Palace, but we will meet at the gate. So here we have a different, reunirse con, pero quedaremos en la puerta de entrada de valla, the security gate, where the bar goes up and goes down. Okay, to meet. How much did you pay for your car? How much did your car cost? Do you have a car? Do you remember when you bought it? Do you remember how much it cost? Are you still paying for it? Are you still returning perhaps the bank loan that you used to buy your car? How much did you pay for your car? Okay, to pay, pagar. The past tense is paid. I paid 30,000 euros, for example, for my car. Paid, P-A-I-D. The Y, P-A-Y, is changed to an I, paid. Okay, now, for example, if tomorrow, or this weekend, let's say, digamos, if this weekend you offer to me to go with you in your car to Barcelona, I'll say, fantastic, I need to go to Barcelona. Can I go with you? I said, sure, you can come in my car. Now in Spanish, perhaps you would say, yo pagaré la gasolina. Tú me llevas, pero yo pago la gasolina. Now in English, no. I'll go with you, but I will pay for the gasoline. In English, we pay for things. We pay the price. We pay for the object. If I want to buy this pencil, and then I go into a shop, I say, I would like the white pencil, please. Okay. And I say, how much? And the lady behind the counter is el mostrador, behind the counter, says, okay, this pencil is 10 cents. 10 céntimos, 10 cents. So the price is 10 cents, and I will pay the price. It's not too expensive. I am willing. Estoy dispuesto. I'm willing to pay the price. To pay the price. Eso es lo que pagamos. Or you pay the bill. Paga la factura. You pay the invoice. But you pay for the product or service. When you go to a restaurant, after you finish your meal, the waiter brings the bill. Or in America, many people say, the waiter brings the check. Okay? And you pay the bill. But you pay for the meal. Okay? And you pay for the service. When you go to a restaurant, you don't only pay for the food. You pay for the food, the atmosphere, the decoration, the service. You pay for many different concepts and items when you go to a restaurant. When you fly from this city to New York, you pay for the transport, you pay for this onboard service, el servicio a bordo, de a bordo, the onboard service, you pay for the food, you're paying for many different items, okay? To pay for in English, okay? So how much did you pay for your car? I paid 30,000 euros for my car. Did you pay in cash? No, I didn't. Did you finance the purchase? La compra, the purchase. Did you finance the purchase? Yes, I did. How did you finance the purchase? Through a finance company or through a bank? Oh, what's the difference? Well, the finance company usually is affiliated in some way with the dealer, with the car manufacturer. For example, if you buy a Renault, perhaps you deal with Renault Finance Company, okay? And so the Renault brand, la marca Renault, gives you financing, and you can pay for the car. You can pay for the car over a period of 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or maybe 5 years. And every month, you pay the installments. Maybe at the beginning, you pay a bit more, or you pay a larger amount, and that's called the down payment. Okay? The down payment is la entrada para el coche, en este caso. The down payment. And then monthly installments. And you continue to pay those installments. Install with a double L in the middle. Installments. Okay? Strange word, but that's the word we use for plazos de pago. Cuando hay financiación. You pay installments. Now, that's one way of buying a car through a financing plan. Another way to finance your car is simply to go to your bank and speak to the branch bank, the manager of the bank. Say, listen, Pepe, I want to buy a car. Ah, good. How much is it? 30,000 euros. Okay. Pepe, can you give me a loan? A loan, a bank loan. Un préstamo bancario. And Pepe, the man working in the bank, says, well, yes. We can give you a loan, but we would like some kind of guarantee. Well, my house? No, because your house is already included in the mortgage, la hipoteca. And you bought the house only 1 year ago. So there's a lot, your house is definitely part of the mortgage. What other guarantee? I said, well, I have 7,000 euros in the bank right now, in my bank account. And Pepe says, okay, well, let's, of the 7,000 euros, just as a kind of symbolic guarantee, let's withdraw 3,000 of the 7,000 and move it into a time deposit, a 3-year time deposit at 3% interest or 4% interest, and that money will be there. You can't touch it, Paco. And of course, you will receive the interest. And after the 3 years, the money will be returned with interest, but the 3,000 euros will be in a time deposit. And I will give you, the bank will give you the 30,000 euro loan. 30,000 euro. Fijaos, euro lo he dicho en singular porque es un adjetivo. The bank will give you a 30,000 euro loan, and in symbolic terms, you have 3,000 of your current money in a time deposit. Deposito a plazo. Okay? It's a 3-year deposit. It's a 3-year. And it'll be earning 4% interest, which is not bad. And then the bank will give you the loan you need. And that's a different way in which Paco, our friend, can finance the purchase, financiar la compra, can finance the purchase of a new car. And so he can pay for the car in 3 different ways. He can pay in cash, which means giving the dealer, el concesionario, a check, a certified check, a registered check with the signature of the bank. Or he can pay him in cash, en dinero en metálico, cold cash. Sometimes we say efectivo frío, metálico frío. He can pay in cold cash. That's one way. Another way is he can use the financing facilities, facilidades de pago, de financiación, the financing facilities offered by the brand itself, Renault, Ford, General Motors, Opel, etc. And so he can pay through the finance company, which usually is a bit more expensive than using the bank. Or he can go to his neighborhood bank where he knows the manager and he can arrange a loan. He can arrange a bank loan and he can pay for the car. So when I say, Paco, how did you pay for your car? I paid through a bank loan, or I paid through financing, the finance company that belongs to the brand, or I paid in cash. I paid in cash. I paid for the car. I paid the price. I paid in cash. There are 3 different ways to buy a car. All of them are valid. Okay, which way is the cheapest? Probably in cash. If you can pay in cash, pay in cash, because it's more expensive to use financing. Okay, and for every 3 cars you pay in cash, the 4th car is almost free. Do your calculations and maybe you'll agree with me. Okay, the class is over. Time to stop for the moment, but I'll be back. Don't worry, I'll be back. See you soon. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome again. Welcome again to my English class. This class is for advanced students. So if you consider yourself an advanced student, well, stay there. If you consider yourself an intermediate student, stay there too and watch, because what I'm going to do is really intermediate level. Although officially this is advanced, because practically all of my advanced students make hundreds of mistakes with what we are going to do today. It's very simple. Using irregular verbs in the past tense and in the present perfect, in the past perfect. Using participles. For example, when was the last time you ate a plate of spaghetti? Well, the last time I ate a plate of spaghetti was 2 weeks ago. For example, 8, like the number 8. Comí 8 filetes. I ate 8 steaks. Okay. When was the last time you ate a plate of spaghetti? I ate a plate of spaghetti 2 weeks ago. Okay. When was the last time you ate a plate of spaghetti with your fingers? Oh, I've never eaten a plate of spaghetti with my fingers. I've never eaten a plate of spaghetti with your fingers. When was the last time you ate 3 watermelons? 3 sandías. When was the last time you ate 3 watermelons in one sitting? De una sentada. In one sitting. I've never eaten 3 watermelons in one sitting. When was the last time you ate dinner with the President of the United States? I've never eaten dinner with the President of the United States. I've never eaten. También nos vale, I haven't ever eaten. For example, when was the last time you ate spaghetti with your fingers? I haven't ever eaten spaghetti with my fingers is a good alternative, but it's more common to say, I've never. Entrando, negando con never. I've never eaten spaghetti with my fingers. And when was the last time the prices in Spain fell 30%? Do you understand? When was the last time the general prices in Spain fell 30%? Well, as far as I know, que yo sepa, as far as I know, prices or the prices, aquí vale con the o sin the. As far as I know, the prices have never fallen 30% in 1 year. Okay? Because in Spain, traditionally, there's inflation. Now the inflation rate is around 3%, 3.5%, 2.9%, 3.3%, and some economists predict that this year the inflation rate could reach 4% or more. I don't think so, but who knows? But the prices go up every year. The prices rise every year. So every year there's inflation. I came to Spain many years ago, and every year ha habido inflación. Every year there has been inflation in this country. I remember in 1976, the inflation was 27%, a lot. I remember in 1977, the inflation was about 17 or 18%, a lot. And then, gradually, the inflation rate fell, year after year. From 1976 or 1977 until today, inflation has gradually fallen. Inflation 10 years ago was in the area of about 5%. And then it fell, and this decade, inflation is between 3 and 4% traditionally, this decade. So it has fallen every decade. Here's the question. When was the last time prices fell? F-E-L-L. Don't confuse it with felt, the participle of the verb to feel. The last time prices fell 30%? Never. Prices have never fallen. Prices have never fallen 30% in 1 year. Okay. When was the last time, or when did you last feel hungry after eating a fabada? Do you feel hungry now? Do you feel hungry? I feel a little hungry. When this class is over, I think I'll have something to eat. I feel hungry. But when did you last feel hungry after eating a fabada? You know what a fabada is. A fabada is a famous dish from the north of Spain, in the region of Asturias. Asturias is famous for many things. Asturias is famous for its mountains. It's famous for its beaches. It's famous for its cider that people pour like this, pouring the cider, la sidra. Asturias is famous for its history, Don Pelayo. The Moors didn't enter Asturias according to history. Asturias remained Christian, and the Moors conquered all of Spain and part of France, up to Tours in France. But they never penetrated Asturias according to history. So Asturias is famous for many things. And Asturias is very famous for its fabada, a special bean dish that's delicious. Now, when did you last feel hungry after eating a fabada? Well, me, I've never felt hungry after eating a fabada. In fact, I've never felt hungry after eating a meal. So, when was the last time you felt hungry? Probably you've never felt hungry after a fabada. Okay, when did you last fight in a world war? Well, there have been 2 world wars in history, the First World War and the Second World War. The First World War started in 1914 and ended in 1918. So the First World War lasted 4 years. The Second World War started in Europe in 1939 and it ended in 1945. So, the Second World War in Europe lasted 6 years. And in the Pacific, it lasted 4 years. Maybe 4 years. Because it started in December 1941 and it ended in August 1945. Okay? So, those were the 2 world wars. When did you last fight in a world war? Me? I've never fought in a world war. And when did you last fight in a professional boxing match? I've never fought in a professional boxing match. When did you last fight in a professional wrestling match? The lucha libre, wrestling. Me? I've never fought in a professional wrestling match. And when did you last fight in a duel? Un duelo a muerte, a duel to death. Me? I've never fought in a duel. And when did you last fight as a mercenary in an African country? I've never fought as a mercenary, como mercenario. Fijaos, digo como un mercenario. I've never fought as a mercenary in an African country. Fight, fought. Every day I fight. For me, life is a fight. La vida es una lucha, una pelea constante. Every day I fight. Yesterday I fought. And since the day I was born, I have fought for what I have achieved, to fight. Fight, fought. Buy, bought. Catch, caught. think, thought, teach, taught, bring, brought, fought, taught, thought, bought, caught, brought. Okay, the pronunciation, it's the same. Okay, now when did you last find a 100-pound note in the street? Me, I've never found a 100-pound note in the street. We have bills or notes. In the United Kingdom and Ireland, they say banknote. Para un billete de dinero. A banknote. In the United States and Canada, we say a bill. Un billete de $1 is a dollar bill. Un billete de una libra is a 1-pound banknote. And a 10-pound banknote. A 100-pound banknote. A 1 million pound banknote. There was a short novel by Mark Twain called The 1 million pound banknote. It's a very interesting story. And when was the last time you had a 1 million pound banknote? Me? I've never had a 1 million pound banknote. But when did you last find a 10-pound banknote on the street? I've never found a 10-pound banknote in the street or on the street. Okay? And when did you last get a letter from the President of Italy? I've never got a letter from the President of Italy. Never. Opening my mailbox and there's a letter, it's from the President of Italy. I've never gotten a letter from the President of Italy. In English, there are two ways of saying the participle of to get. The British and Irish way is get, got, got. Every day I get a letter, or every day I get emails from different people. Yesterday I got 20 emails, and lately I've got quite a few emails, maybe 100. That's British English. American English, every day I get an email. Yesterday I got an email, and lately I have gotten many emails. Okay? So, when was the last time, when did you last get a letter from the President of Italy? Me, I've never got a letter from the President of Italy. Or, me, I've never gotten a letter from the President of Italy. Of course, the verb to get has many meanings. To get means to obtain. I need to get a work permit in order to work in this country. I'm a foreigner. I'm not a citizen of Spain. So if I want to live in Spain, I need to get a residence permit. And if I want to work in Spain, I need to get a work permit. Okay, to get. And I got my first work permit many years ago, and I got my residence permit also many years ago. Get, got, gotten. Okay, but to get can also mean to receive. For example, last Christmas or last Reyes, did you get any presents? How many presents did you get? Okay, I've never gotten a present on Reyes, on the Epiphany, on the 6th of January. I've never gotten a present. I've only gotten presents on Christmas Day. Okay, and when did you when was the last time you went to New York by ship? Me? I've never gone to New York by ship. I've only gone by plane. And when did you last go to San Francisco by ship? I've never gone to San Francisco by ship. And when was the last time you went to Mongolia by car? I've never gone to Mongolia by car. And when was the last time you went to the North Pole? I've never gone. Go, went, gone. I've never gone to the North Pole. And I've never gone to New York by ship. I always go by plane. I always fly. I always fly to New York. It takes 7.5 hours to fly from this city to New York. But it takes 6.5 hours to come from New York to this city. It's because of the prevailing winds in the stratosphere. The winds are coming this way. So planes have help when they cross the Atlantic coming to Europe. But going from Europe to the United States or Canada takes a bit longer because they are flying against the wind. So I've never gone to New York or to North America or South America by ship. I think it takes about 4 or 5 days. I think it takes about 4 or 5 days to go from Europe to the United States by ship. I've never done it. Have you ever done it? Okay, the next one. Now, when was the last time you grew 40 centimeters, 40 centimeters in 1 year? When was the last time you grew? Fijaos en la pronunciación del pasado de crecer, grow. When was the last time you grew 40 centimeters in 1 year? Me? I've never grown 40 centimeters in 1 year. I've never grown 40 centimeters in 1 year. Have you? Have you ever grown 47 centimeters in only 1 year? I haven't. To grow. To grow is the action of getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. To grow. You can physically grow. You can intellectually grow. You can grow in your cultural level. You can grow psychologically and intellectually. To grow. To grow. And the past tense is grew. Fijaos bien en la pronunciación. Grew. And of course the participle is grown. Crecido. Has crecido mucho. You have grown a lot. But the important thing for me in this case is two things. The pronunciation of the past, grew, because many people in Spain, many of you say greu. No, grew. Second, many of you confuse to grow with to grow up. Okay? To grow is physically to get bigger or intellectually to get better. Okay? And to grow up is simply to pass from childhood or adolescence to adulthood, to become an adult. To grow up. It's very common for a person to ask a young boy or a little girl, "What do you want to be when you grow up, Alex?" And Jennifer, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" Normally Alex says, "I want to be a football player when I grow up. I want to be a politician when I grow up." And Jennifer says, "I want to be a fashion model when I grow up. I want to be a movie star when I grow up." Okay? Please don't confuse the verb to grow with the compound verb, phrasal verb to grow up. Because if you confuse them, sometimes it can be funny. All right? For example, in a meeting, a business meeting, and you are talking about your department. And for example, you are responsible for a certain department in Spain, in your country, and you go to London for a business meeting, and you want to give a presentation about the results of your department in Spain. And you say, "Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to tell you that our department has grown up a lot." And people will smile. They will understand you. But what you're saying in essence is, "Nuestro departamento ya es mayorcito." Okay? No, our department has grown. Our activity has grown. The results, the sales have grown a lot in the past 12 months. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody likes good news. And I'm happy to tell you that today I'm going to give you good news. Over the past 12 months, the sales in our company have grown by more than 30%, thanks to a strong effort on the part of everybody, and thanks to a very effective advertising and promotional campaign. So it's good news for everyone, and especially for our shareholders, our employees, and our customers and suppliers. Our company is healthy, it's sound, que es sano en cuerpo y en mente, sound, no es sonido, sound en este caso. Our company is healthy, sound, solvent, and we are looking to the future with optimism and with a lot of dreams of what we can achieve in the future. And with your English too. You need to look to the future with your English with optimism and to make the effort necessary to transform your optimism into realities. Okay? And with that, I will say goodbye for the moment, and I'll be back. Don't worry. Bicho malo nunca muere, como dice aquí. I will always be here to help you with your English. So, see you soon. Bye-bye.